What's up, guys? Welcome to a new episode of Freshly Baked Props. As always, I am Tony. Like I said last time, I'm going to be bringing a multi-episode series this time around with a new dio that I'm building. It's proving to be a bit of a challenge. I'm going with a tunnel dio for my new film, my next coming episode. And I wanted to be like very authentic. I kind of wanted to build like almost as practical as a tunnel as I could. So I went and I bought one of these cement tubes at Home Depot, and I'm kind of building my own stage essentially. I'm not done yet. Like I said, part 2 will show more of this, but part 1 is basically just the materials I'm using and basically where I am up to what you see right now. I'll switch over. So basically that's what it looks like right now. Like I said, in the what's coming next, you'll see exactly what I did to get to this point and the materials that I'm using. But I just want you to know that this stuff is really good to use. So if you're looking to build a tunnel, they make bigger sizes. I bought a 12-inch diameter. I saw up to 16. They could have 20. They could have 24. I don't know. But if you're looking to make like tunnel dioramas or sewer dioramas, because you can cut these in half and have half pipes. So if you're looking to make half pipes for the Ninja Turtles with the skateboards, I would use this because it actually looks like that stuff too, like the particle board that they bend or whatever. It actually looks like that if you cut it in half. So if you're looking to make like a cool skate diorama for your turtles or some shit, this would be pretty cool. If you're looking for like when they're skating in the sewer tunnels, this is a great find. I don't know if anybody has used it before, so I'm just letting you guys know now. If you're considering using it, I use it. It's very easy to cut because it's just cardboard. So that drill went right into it. You'll see it in the tutorial real quick. But the ladder I already made. I just put that there because I need it for the scene that I'm shooting. So I'm far from done. Like I said, this is part 1, materials and initial build. Part 2 will be putting all the details into it. I'm trying to find a way around burning bricks and then laying them in because I wanted it to be a brick tunnel. So I found these dollhouse decals, basically just giant stickers of as bricks. This one I picked cottage, so it just looks like a bunch of stone because I want this to look like a very old tunnel. So when those come in, I'll give those like a review too. I'll let you guys know if you guys are looking to build dioramas and just don't want to burn bricks. Although it is great, don't get me wrong, but if you don't feel like doing that, you just want to get these things that you stick to a piece of cardboard. I'll let you guys know when they come in the mail how they are. But without further ado, I'm going to kick it over to the voiceover where I just basically put this thing together and use the materials I used. I hope you enjoy it, and I will be back to wrap this up in a couple minutes. Okay, so the supplies. This is basically what it is. Like I said, it's a concrete tube. That's basically my base that I'm building off of. And this is basically the scale size for the figures. I think that's pretty good. It's double in size. You can get bigger tubes, 16-inch. I'm trying to see if they have 24-inch, like I said, because I want to fuck with that. I want to put vehicles through that. But it's real simple. These are the tools. Is basically this hole drill. I got it on Amazon. I'll link it in the description below if you guys want it. Didn't make the hole big enough. But my goal was to put these grates or these drains that I also got from Lowe's in the tops, and basically make it like vents, and one will have a ladder, and one of these grates will push up and one won't. So I glued one in place and one I had to put inside a tube, which I'll get to that in a second. Basically, I'm going to take these scrap pieces of foam that I have that you can get at Hobby Lobby, they're just the square dowel sticks, and some balsa wood, and make flooring and basically a wedge so that the tube doesn't roll out from under me when I'm drilling. This is basically the floor. Basically, I just took 2 pieces of cardboard, glue them together, and then just put everything together. I'm just kind of slapping this together with just some scraps. The only thing I bought so far was the drill, which I need to make holes, and the tube. And then here I just took some hot glue it onto the dowel sticks, or the foam dowels, and then just kind of wedge it in under the cement tube. I go a little overkill with the glue. You'll see here in a second. But I just wanted to make sure it didn't rip the foam or kick out from under me when I was drilling, because I didn't want the drill to get away from me. But it also, now it just keeps it level. Now I know where the bottom is and everything, so I kind of like it. You don't have to do this. If you want to just kind of wedge it with stuff, if you're just shooting, you can. But this is just better safe than sorry. This way you don't have to wedge shit under it. And then, like I said, I went a little overkill here and just kind of filled in all my gaps because I just didn't want this thing sliding out from under me. I was a little paranoid with the drill. I don't know if anybody has drilled on tubes before, but they have a tendency to roll out from under you real quick. So I just wanted to make sure this thing wasn't going to go nowhere. And then if I figured if it looked like a metal tube, which I went against, I want to go more of like a man-made tube with bricks. But if you want to do like a metal tube, it would just look like somebody welded that there to keep it in place. So it would look right if you wanted if you wanted it for aesthetic purposes. But I think I tested out here. Like I said, I'm just being safe here because I put so much glue, the thing started kind of sliding. So I had to hold it to let it cool down first. And then I think I turned it over and I start pressing it down on the inside of the tube. And then, see right here as I turn around, just making sure that the thing ain't gonna kick out. Like I said, I just was so, preventative maintenance to make sure that I didn't rip my hand off with the drill. So for the floor here, I used the netting there, the crochet netting, and some balsa wood. I don't know what the size is. I'm sorry, it escapes me in my head right now, but it was just cardboard. I glued the netting down, then I glued the wood on top of it. Then I just used Gorilla Glue to glue the wood down. And here I just wanted to square it off because there was like no ends there. And I just wanted to cover up the ends of the netting. So I put one here, one in the middle, and then one on the end. And you just clip it here with a paper clip. The paper clip is strong enough to hold it right in place, and here it is. Originally I was going to put extra ones in, but I didn't like how many were there, so I just kept 3. And this is when I start drilling. The glue was completely dry at this point. Just kind of find your spot. I eyeballed it. I didn't really measure anything like that. I know you should, but I got a good eye. And just started drilling right here. This is fun. This is the fun part, right? Where you start drilling. Be careful when you're coming through the drill here because, this thing can easily get away from you. You don't want to cut. My hand is pretty close there, but I'm just holding the tube to make sure it doesn't move and get away from me. I also didn't want to break the tube. So as soon as you feel that thing come through, just stop like I did here. See, as soon as I got through, I stopped. And then I came back through. And you're going to rip a little bit of the inside. Just if you want to cut it away with a knife, you can. But here we go. We got a nice perfect tube. It wasn't big enough, so I still had to kind of cut away at it with the knife just to get the first one in. And see what I'm just testing out the lights here. I love that. I'm gonna get some great shots here. Some great, some shadowing. I love it already. But for that one, I glued in place. So I just put hot glue around it. And that second one, I leave open so I can put a tube in and out so I can shoot inside the tube from them looking up. So basically what I did with this one's gonna be a little more interesting than the back one. I'll explain that at the end. But that's pretty much how I have it. See, and I use a color light just to see. And then if you want, you can just put it back. So if you want to block it, you can just put the piece that you cut out back and it fits in pretty good. But I cut away to fit this stuff in. This is when I just found a ladder that I had laying around just to kind of test my shot out. And I kind of already like it from where it is. I'm going to put bars on the one end, and then on the other end, I'm going to leave it blank just so I can put it against a TV with like a infinity look with a tunnel behind it, so it makes it look like just it keeps going back. And I could flip it around if I need to shoot it, and then just put the bars on the other side and stuff like that. For this one, this is what I'm showing you guys where I had to, because the drill didn't go all the way. It didn't make the hole big enough, so this is how I made the hole big enough for both tubes. This is for the second tube because I had to get a 4-inch PVC pipe and put inside of it to put the drain gutter inside that. The drain gutter didn't fit completely, and I'll show you that in a second. But in order to cut away at this cardboard, you want to just cut little sections all the way around the circle that I drew, and then I use an X-Acto knife to cut basically those pieces out. This way you're not trying to, because you will cut yourself. I gouged myself a couple days ago working with this shit, and like I said, sometimes the knife goes right through, sometimes it gets jammed, so be careful. Go very slow. I went very slow here, so just go very slow. Just make sure you don't cut yourself. That's all. I mean, cardboard gets like I said. Have fun with this. Don't be a psycho with it. So like I said, I went around real slow and cut them out. Had to turn it around a few times just to get a better light for lighting, so I could see where I was cutting. I wanted to stay as precise as I could to the circle. I didn't want to overcut and fuck the thing up, because like I said, my biggest fear was cutting too far or messing up, because this is just cardboard at the end of the day. So just keep that in mind when you're working with this stuff. But it's also thick enough that it will retain its shape when you cut things out. So while it is pretty rigid, it is cardboard when you're cutting it with a very sharp knife, a work knife, or a drill or a saw. So just be careful, because the blade will get away from you. But like I said, just let's see, I'm taking my time. I was going to speed up the video, but I changed my mind because I want you to see that patience is a virtue, right? So just watch me to the end here. I'm almost done. But so far, I'm happy with the way it's coming out. Originally, I was going to put one of the holes on the side, but I said no, because I'm going to cut a section of the side out, because I want to shoot from the inside, from as they're walking through the tunnel. So I just put the holes on top, because I'm like, well, there'd be vents under a building, because this is technically under an old laboratory building. So it's man-made, so they can get stuff in and out without people knowing. So I just wanted to say, all right, well, there's a couple of vents here and there, and from the side, and here I use an X-Acto knife to cut the rest out. All right, so right here for the end, I cut a PVC pipe, and I stuck that in, and then what I did was I cut the grate in half so that the Joes could grab it and lift it up, because that's kind of what's going to happen here. But I needed that to sit inside the PVC pipe, and where I basically sand the inside of the pipe. You could see it from here, the lip, just so I could fit that inside, because it was too small. But it fits in perfectly now. I want it loose so that the Joes could push up on it. There's no resistance. But it was an easy build, great build, fun so far. I can't wait to start adding detail. I hope you guys like it. So that was it. It's simple so far. Like I said, I did have to do some readjusting. Originally, I wanted to put one of the tunnels in the side, but I advised against it. I put them both in the top. I'm going to add a floor to the top too. So I'm going to make it like a 2-tier diorama. And then I'm going to just kind of, if I have to recess it lower on a table, I have plenty of tables that go lower. Or if I need to go higher, it'll go as high as my TV. My TV will act as a background. So I'm kind of seeing where that goes. This was fun. So far, so good. I'm still going to add so much more detail, like wiring and lighting. The tunnel is supposed to be known in my scene, so it will be like people have passed through it, so there will be lighting and wiring, so they have run like stuff through it. But you can do a bunch of stuff. I cut this in half. This is a 4-foot tunnel, and I cut it in half. The other half, I want to make a sewer diorama out of, and I wanted to make it like a functional fountain for either a shelf space or outside. I don't know yet. I know outside's going to be tough, because you got to make it like exterior safe. And this thing is meant to break down in the elements, so I would have to figure out a way to cover it and keep it safe, whether it's I guess plaster or cement, which is what I'm kind of thinking of doing. Instead of putting it on the inside, putting it on the outside, and on the inside I would literally lay cement and put those 1/12 scale bricks that I saw. But I mean, how much money would that cost? We'll see. If it's not cost effective, then I'll just do an inside one where I'll cover it in silicone a bunch of times, and see if that will brave it. And when I mean covered in silicone, I mean the whole tube. Like, I'm going to cover everything. So everything's going to get covered. But we'll see. For right now, this is where I'm at. I am going to cut a whole section out of the side and put a hinge, so I can kind of open and close it like a barbecue, so that I can shoot from the side when I need them to walk by the tunnel and stuff like that. So if you want to cut a giant section out for your diorama or your photography set, like I said, if you need tunnels, I would definitely go with these things. These things are awesome. I am going to buy a 16-inch one, and I am going to look to see if they have a 24-inch one, because I want to see if I could pass a Batmobile through it in an upcoming one-hitter. So that's all the time I have, guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching it. If you please like this, please like the video, like and subscribe. Watch all the other Freshly Baked props. I got a bunch. I customize all the Lightyear vehicles. I made a couple of buildings out of cardboard, a couple ice caves, so many dioramas. I'm continuing more and more every day. So thanks for hanging out. As always, stay baked.